Straight ahead on 12 News. State tournament fever picks up at Park Center. Then, what happened to the lake levels at Rice Lake and Maple Grove? We have some answers. But first, a clash over amplified sound in city parks picks up again in Brooklyn Park.
When you're in your home, you shouldn't be disturbed.
12 News starts right now. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. Brooklyn Park may not close the door entirely on amplified sound in city parks.
The City Council agreed Monday to continue discussing how to control the volume in city parks and possibly lift the ban that's been in place since January. As city parks continue to thaw, people are thinking about the details of summer celebrations they want to plan here.
We don't have a very long summer, as we all know, in the state of Minnesota, and there are many community members who have community and cultural events that are scheduled, and so I'm concerned about the timeline.
Freeman was one of several who gathered at City Hall Monday night to voice opposition about a ban on amplified sound in parks. The City Council passed the ban in January, but the issue has been discussed in committees, public hearings, and on the council for nearly a decade. Homeowners like Lisa Delgado spoke out too about the music. She says the music gets so loud that she wound up replacing the windows in her home.
I also understand that residents don't set their lives around other people's celebration. When you're in your home, you shouldn't be disturbed, especially when you have to get up in the morning to go to work, or you have to get up to work an evening shift.
The city did not vote to lift the ban, but is once again committed to working on a solution that can appease everyone.
Where our intention is to always provide opportunities for input, it's also important to recognize where we may have failed in terms of inviting all parties who are interested in this issue.
One suggestion mentioned was to divert larger groups to larger facilities offered through the Three Rivers Park District.
So in essence, by allowing groups larger than 100 rent a facility, we have created a problem because there's not enough trash cans, there's not enough parking. Therefore, we have helped create some of these problems.
The next step will be a community meeting. The City Council did urge those who attended last night's meeting to stay involved in the process so a compromise can be reached.
A Minneapolis developer is requesting a zoning change in Brooklyn Park that could lead to a business park and Hy-Vee grocery store. The Astra Village site near Highway 610 and Zane Avenue is currently vacant farmland. In a letter to the city, Ryan Companies says it has an agreement with Hy-Vee to develop and build a store on the site. The store would include a restaurant and gas station. More detailed plans for the Hy-Vee store and business park are expected in the coming month. Ryan Companies has been busy with development along 610. West of this current proposal, it completed the Olympus Surgical Technologies building that was expected to house more than 300 employees.
After a very dry winter, Hennepin County is considered a very high risk for fire danger. Very high risk means fires can start and spread in dry areas at a very fast rate. As a result, the DNR has put restrictions in effect for burning brush and yard waste. The restrictions normally last 4 to 6 weeks until there's sufficient green vegetative growth.
It's been 8 months since first responders in Minnesota were allowed to carry a drug that reverses the effects of a heroin overdose. Now, a Brooklyn Center lawmaker says not many agencies are actually carrying the drug.
One thing we found out that once the bill was passed, it didn't automatically go out to all the police departments and first responders, and not everybody's carrying it. In fact, a very small percentage are.
Supporters told the Senate committee this week that just 5% of Minnesota police officers carry Narcan. They say the use of the drug in overdose situations needs a jump start. The Hennepin County Sheriff's Office was among the first to be trained in using it. And 2 bills to expand the distribution of the drug and provide grants for training are now being proposed. Maple Grove officials are trying to improve the water quality of Rice Lake.
Engineers are now doing something they haven't done in 10 years. Reporter Sonia Goins explains.
Rice Lake is the 10th largest lake in Hennepin County. Normally the water is 11 feet deep.
The creek comes all the way down to Maple Grove here from Plymouth, from Medina, from Corcoran, and all that water flows here into this one lake.
But there's not much water flowing now. Most of the water is gone.
We pulled the plug on the dam, and basically water's been going out since last October.
Engineers perform what is known as a drawdown. They drop the water levels to 5 feet below normal on purpose trying to get rid of a pesky lakeweed.
Pondweed is a common problem in this lake, and curly-leaf pondweed, it's an invasive species in that it takes over the lake. We're drying them out, desiccating them, and that's what will kill them.
Officials are also trying to cut down on the amount of carp in the lake.
They root up the soil in the bottom or the sediment of the lake. They root up the plants when they become such a high population. We won't eradicate the carp in this lake, but we will reduce the numbers to a point where we can manage it a lot better.
With water levels this low, it gives city crews the opportunity to remove trash and other debris. This weekend, engineers will plug this pipe, and it will cause this whole area to flood with water, and that will cause the waters to rise in Rice Lake. It'll take about 3 to 5 weeks until the waters are back to normal. In Maple Grove, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
Officials plan on restocking Rice Lake with fish this spring. Coming up, an especially trying time for allergy sufferers. We'll have some relief next in Health Check.
Then later in sports, the Park Center girls basketball team takes aim at another state title.
But first, it clouds up on Wednesday. A small amount of rain is possible in the afternoon. Welcome back. Mother Nature lifted her wintry grasp several weeks earlier than normal this year.
But it's a double-edged sword for those of us who suffer from allergies. And in today's Health Check, Delane Cleveland looks at this year's allergy season and explores some ways to find relief.
It may not look the part, but it's still winter in the land of 10,000 lakes. Yet it sure doesn't feel that way.
Let's go ahead and clean off your arm here.
Just ask Oleksandra Gelasinski.
Oh yeah, now I sneeze and cough, but not much.
Or Mark Lappy.
Watery eyes, runny nose, chronic cough.
This one is filled with dust mites and molds.
They're seeking treatment at HCMC for allergies brought upon by what's floating around the air.
It's tree pollen season. It's starting, and people are already starting to have symptoms. The itchy, watery eyes. Some people's asthma is starting to get more reactive.
Dr. John Sweet says the first sight of buds on trees is a sign that pollen is being released.
And also, too, it's being carried from hundreds of miles away from southern states as well.
It's something Mark knows all too well.
For me, it's white oak is my big trigger. So when white oak's out, I get pretty severe reactions to that.
Specifically, he gets asthma, and to control it, he carries around this inhaler.
If I feel my symptoms coming on, I'll take a dose of this and hold my breath for 10 seconds.
The result?
It makes it easier for you to breathe, and then it's easier for you to cough up the mucus or the secretions that have built up.
All right.
An estimated 40% of the U.S. population suffers from environmental allergies.
Okay. Already a little poke.
One way to reduce symptoms and the need for medication is to get allergy shots.
That's full-strength allergen.
Which is the route Oleksandra is taking.
With allergy shots, we slowly teach the immune system to tolerate higher and higher amounts. So when there is an exposure, there is either no reaction or minimal reaction.
It's a powerful tool in the fight against pollen, even if Oleksandra doesn't particularly enjoy it.
You think we should repeat a dose? Did you have a welt? Okay.
No.
For Health Check, Delane Cleveland, 12 News.
Some other things you can do to reduce allergy symptoms include minimizing exposure to pollen by monitoring the air quality or using antihistamines and nasal sprays. If medication doesn't do the trick, doctors encourage people to seek allergy testing and treatment. Park Center students and staff gave their girls basketball team a spirited send-off today as they prepare for their second trip to the state tournament.
Students gathered in the school gym to celebrate the team's accomplishments and get pumped up for the first game of the tournament Wednesday at Mariucci Arena.
They're experienced. They've been there before. They played at the barn before. They know how loud it's going to get. They know how state is, so I think they have a good chance to repeat this year.
This is the team's second trip to the state tournament. Last year, the Lady Pirates went for the first time in school history, and they brought home the Class 3A state championship. Team co-captain Hannah Schwab says they're feeling optimistic, but trying not to be overconfident.
It's a new year. We keep that in everyone's head, it's not gonna be easy for us. We have to work hard, and yeah, we're just all excited.
And we'll have more on the team's return to the tournament later in sports, and there should be plenty of fans in green and yellow to cheer on the team Wednesday morning as they take on Richfield. The school is providing busing for students and staff who want to attend, and we were there when they sent them off last year. You remember how excited they were?
An excited group of kids on the buses. Yeah.
They were.
Keep the buses on the ground, please.
We wish them well. Still ahead, bringing the luck of the Irish to Maple Grove.
But first, the Hopkins girls basketball team starts the state tournament in style. John Jacobson joins us next with sports. Last week, the boys' state tournament. This week, it's the girls' turn, and so far, so good for Hopkins.
Good start for the Royals, not unexpected, getting a first-round win at state. Hopkins girls basketball team ripped through the Section 6 4A tournament, beating even good teams with ease. The Royals entered the state Class 4A tournament as the top seed. Ashley Bates coming off a big section tournament, leading the Royals to state, and she was their top scorer in the first half today. This three gives the Royals the lead for good at 7-5. TT Starks passes into the paint to Nia Holly, who scores 2 over team-high 13 points, and Hopkins leads by 8. Evelyn Knox is making 53% of her three-pointers this season. The junior hit on 3 out of 4 today, and the lead is 12. Hopkins' press caused problems with Mayo in the first half. Bates sets up Holly for 2 more here as the Royals start to pull away. That's a happy day for Hopkins fans. Another Mayo turnover here. Mariah Livingston gets the steal and takes it all the way for 2. Hopkins forces 25 Mayo turnovers just in the first half alone, as their defense spurs a 62-35 win.
Well, that's kind of been our forte all year, and we don't want to hang our hat on that because we're going to see some great teams with great guard play. But we just want to play hard every possession and be in the right spots at the right time. So we feel like if we take care of that, we'll be all right.
Hopkins will play Shakopee in the state Class 4A semifinals Thursday night at 6 at Williams Arena. The Star Tribune's all-Metro girls basketball team includes 4 local stars. Number 22 for Hopkins, TT Starks, is a first-team all-Metro pick. The versatile senior guard averaged 13 points, 7 rebounds, and over 3 steals per game to help lead the Royals back to the state tournament. Starks is committed to Iowa State for college ball. Junior Kiara Russell, number 13 of Osseo, is a second-team All-Metro selection. Russell can score in a variety of ways and average just under 24 points a game and 3 steals per contest for the Orioles. Also on the second team, Nia Holly of Hopkins. She wears number 12, the Royals' top scorer, at 15.5 points per game. Holly does a little bit of everything. She averaged 3.2 assists and 2.6 steals and had 13 points in the Royals State Tournament opener today. On the third team is Michaela Hayes of Park Center. The 6'1 sophomore led the Pirates in scoring at 15.3 and also averaged 9 rebounds and nearly 4 blocks per contest. Be sure to tune in starting Monday to our Sports Jam show as we name our all-Northwest area teams in girls and boys basketball and girls and boys hockey. That's next Monday through Wednesday on Sports Jam here on Channel 12. The Park Center girls basketball team takes the court Wednesday morning for the state Class 3A tournament. The Pirates are the defending state champions, and they secured a spot in this year's tournament with a win over De La Salle in the Section 3 championship. They're playing well late in the season. That continued in the section final.
It was evident last night what a high level we are playing at, especially on the defensive end. It was hard for De La Salle to get any open looks. We contested everything pretty well. We rotated well. I was just really impressed with how we defended.
I would say our defense, like we only let up 20 points in the first half, and then they only scored 39, I think it was. So our defense has really stepped up from the beginning of the year to now.
Park Center faces Richfield in the Class 3A quarterfinals Wednesday. Star Kayla McMorris graduated from last year's title team, but the tournament experience most of the Pirates got last season will help them be ready for state.
Yeah, I think it's a good experience to have. I mean, it's like the first plays of the game are really like hard to get used to, but I think we'll be fine.
It's kind of a new experience for this group because Kayla's not here leading us, so it's a different kind of experience, but we've been there before, so we kind of know what to expect, and at the same time, we treat it new and special like it is.
Park Center and Richfield meet at 10 a.m. Wednesday at Mariucci Arena. You can watch that game Thursday at 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. on Channel 12. We'll hear from the Maranatha girls Wednesday at 4 about their trip to state. The boys basketball state tournament wrapped up over the weekend. On this week's Sports Jam show on Channel 12, Jay Wilcox profiles Maranatha Jr. Damario Armstrong. Here's a clip from that story.
As he noted, Armstrong missed the regular season meeting with North, and the Mustangs took a 29-point beating. Damario learned from watching that painful loss.
He said, now that kind of actually helped because I got a chance to see what they do and what they like to do, if they like to trap. And so I just came there with just strong-headed, and I try to limit my turnovers as much as I can and just put my team in the best situation.
Now in his third season on the varsity, Armstrong's helped the Mustangs to their third consecutive state appearance.
Freshman year, I really didn't play that much. Sophomore, I kind of got a feel for it, and this year I'm ready to just take it over.
Damario has stepped his game up from last year. You know, he is a junior this year, but he's playing really at a high level, particularly defensively. You know, we're able to put him on the other team's top perimeter player. He does such a good job keeping him in front of him.
Gets the rest of the Damario Armstrong story and more this week on Sports GM. It's on through Wednesday at 3:30, 6:30, and 9:30 p.m. Congratulations to Champlin Park senior J.T. Gibson, named Mr. Basketball for 2015. We'll have more on that Wednesday starting at 4 here on 12 News.
Lots of talent this year on the court.
Yes, there was.
All right. Thanks a lot. Still ahead, St. Patty's Day spirit isn't just found in St. Paul.
Up next, how Irish Fun from St. Paul came to Maple Grove. We'll be right back.
It's better to be lucky than rich, as the Irish saying goes. It's also better to be safe than sorry. So Metro Transit is offering free rides from 6 p.m. to 3 a.m. for people interested in enjoying St. Patrick's Day festivities. For more information, call 1-800-FREE-RIDES. And keep in mind, though, not all routes will operate past midnight. And finally, the Irish spirit is alive and well in Maple Grove.
Let anyone just try a trick on Barney Hare from Claro, and I'll give him a wallop with a salt stick that would make him blink and stare. Oh!
Irish pub, the day is filled with live music and entertainment. It got started early this morning, not to mention a few stories, fine food, and a pint or two. Traditional Irish musicians Tom DeHill and Jenny Johnson of St. Paul performed this morning. This evening, you'll find Irish dance from the Maple Grove Rinkanua Dance School and some Irish rock music as well. They've been having fun all day over there.
Yeah, they start early and they'll go late.
They do. A lot of fun. That's all the time we have for now. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
We leave you with more Irish fun from Claddagh. Enjoy, everyone. We'll see you again tomorrow.